Good morning, teacher.
Hi, Flor. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I'm so sorry. I'm having internet problems. Is it okay if I have my camera off for a little while until I can fix it?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay. Thank you, Flor. All right. We're going to start with explanation of the content of this unit. Let me share my screen, please. Let me know if you can see it. Okay. So you can take some notes if you want to. But this, as you know, this is the last unit or model of the whole class. No, like this is the one that we're going to practice listening and speaking. Okay, and the organization is very similar to the previous one, to the A13. However, we're going to try to practice speaking and listening, no? Or listening and speaking. We're going to have, instead of having weekly essays, we're going to have weekly oral presentations. And for this, you're going to have to record, um, for example, you will listen to a video or an audio, maybe a 3-5 minute video or audio that mostly are going to be presentations um, or lectures, university lectures, and you're going to record your whatever you understand about that in an audio that I'm going to show you. It's going to be in this page. It's called Bukaru. And here I'm going to share this with you. Here you can record anything and you don't need to send it through WhatsApp or anything. No, you can record it here. And whenever you're done recording, you pass again the little icon and then you can click on guardar and compartir, and then you will have a link where anyone can access to this recording. So for instance, you are listening, let's say maybe this audio. Maybe some 1 minute and 39 seconds audio, sorry. You listen it, sorry, and then I'm going to ask you, for example, record what you understood about this in Bukaru. No, the explanation is here. I'm going to share this with you too. So every time for each class, I'm going to ask you to record one audio, and then it's going to be based on a audio or a video. Okay, and
Okay.
the weekly presentations are going to be a little bit longer, and it's going to be similar. So I'm going to ask you to maybe that and a couple of questions, and then you're going to record it always in Bukaru, not because it's easy. So whenever, for instance, you record this, you copy and paste now, and then you go to here, and then you just paste it. No? In that way, I can access to the audio through here. All right. So, and I can give you some feedback and stuff. But this is basically how we're going to work. But we're going to have many other exercises, listening exercises during the class. And I'm going to give you some tips to improve your listening and speaking skills. No? So let me share this with you. I'm going to send this also on WhatsApp. Give me 1 second, please. My internet is just a little bit slow today. All right. So sorry. It's a little bit slow. Okay. I'm sending it to you through Zoom right now, and I'm also going to send it through WhatsApp. Just give me a second. So. Okay, I just send it through WhatsApp. Okay, so going back to the explanation. Now you're going to have 3 weekly. Well, it's called weekly because we don't have weeks, no. For instance, it's like a couple of classes we have different content, but we're going to have 3, no. 2 that you're going to do. Sorry, this is 2. No, 2 weekly essays, and then 1 final one. No. So in class activities, everything you're going to do in classes is 30% of your grade. You're going to have 2 weekly essays and the final one, which is going to be 40%. No, it's similar. It's the same as essays. The essays, no, in the 813. So that's why here in the document you have 3. No? You have this is each of them is going to be 30%. No? This is 30% of your grade. 30. Well, it's 15, no? Because it's half. 50%, 50%. And then the last one is 40. No, this is the last one, the final one. No, you know what I mean? This is the final.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, all right. Then what else? And well, we're not going to have calls, but we're going to be practicing listening in these recordings on Buckaroo. No, this is going to be on Buckaroo. You're going to practice listening, no, mostly listening, but obviously also speaking. So, any questions so far?
No.
All right, great. So we're going to start just with one exercise to see how you do it before I explain a little bit of these tips. So let me share one little exercise. Okay, so this first exercise, it's a listening exercise, obviously. It's a little explanation about how London Underground was built, like mostly their subways, well, what it used to be trains, no? And it's a 4-minute and 42-second audio. And after that, you have to try to answer or complete the sentence. Okay, so we're gonna try to see how you do it without any tips. Let's see how your basics are on in listening, understanding, and then I'm going to explain some tips, and then we're going to continue with the next exercise, which is not a little bit more, maybe easier, but a little bit, maybe the language is not going to be as easier. All right, so let me share this first exercise. Now I want to ask you if you want me to play the audio or you wanted to play it, because you need to understand this carefully. No? And what do you think? Do you want me to play the audio and then I'll help you not writing the answers, but you will tell me, or you want to listen to the audio? You can listen the audio maybe 2 times if you want to. That's fine. But it's up to you. How do you want to do it?
Um, I I can listen the audio with
Okay,
the link.
okay, great. So if you want to, you can share the link, so then I can help you with the answers, but it's up to you. Now I need you to listen to the audio mostly, no? So please
Okay.
access to the link and let's listen.
I don't have the link.
Oh, sorry. Um, I think I thought I shared it through the chat, but let me share it, please. Can you find it? It's on the Zoom chat.
Oh, yes.
Okay, great. So if you could share the link, please, because it's also a video, no? It's an audio, it's a video, so it will be easier to understand. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. So you're going to go all the way down. If you scroll down a little bit more, excellent, there. History of London too, that is that one. Thank you. Okay, Flor. So what do you think? Did you understand the audio or you want to listen one more time?
I need one more time.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Let's listen one more time. Okay, great. In number 4, you can write the number 2 if you want to. It was a year, no? But if you want to, you can write it on name, on numbers, sorry.
I heard in 90s.
90s.
Yes.
It has a specific year. Maybe we can try to find that answer yet later, but that's fine so far. Maybe you can listen one more time to review your answers, but that's fine. Number 5. When you're done, I'm going to tell you which ones are not correct. So maybe we can listen one more time and review the answers.
I don't know for question.
Oh, the answers? Okay. Let me check. Okay. Number 1 is not correct. Number 2 is correct. Number 3 is not correct. Number 9 is not correct. Number 10 is correct. And 11, how many years did you put? Sorry, I cannot see very well.
100.
100, it's not correct either. So we have 2 correct. Number 2 and number 10. The rest is not correct. Maybe we can listen one more time and try to, while you listen, you can correct or answer the questions. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay, great. Let's start one more time.
Teacher, I just have this.
You finished? Okay. What do you think if you click on end? We're going to review the answers. All right. So the first sentence was Windows. No, they were talking about Windows. They didn't have Windows before. No. The second one that I mentioned, it was correct. The third one, maybe it's the spelling, but it was overcrowded. Now, overcrowded, it means that it has too many people, not more people that they should be there. Then the year, number 4.
How you write crowded?
I'll write it on the chat. Give me just 1 second, please. It's right there, overcrowded. CROWDED.
Okay.
Number 4, the year was 1863. Number 5, you didn't have. Number 6, number 5, sorry, was tooth. The name of the underground today is called tooth.
Okay.
T-E. Then number 6, why is called like that? Because of the shape. Number 6 was shape.
The shape oscuridad.
Oh yes, the shape of the subway. No, it's like a tube, like toothpaste maybe. No, it's like a tube, no tube. That's why it's a name, no, tube, because of the shape.
Can you write in the chat shape, please?
Yeah, it's there in the Zoom chat, no?
Yes.
Yes, it's overcrowded, tube, shape. Can you see? Number 7 was font.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Number 7 was why they designed it like that. The tube's unique font, and Harry Back designed the map. And number 8 was shelter. During the World War II, the tunnels and stations were used as bomb shelters or shelter. No, it means like where they put bombs. No, they use it to store bombs. Number 9, the recording of the mind map was introduced to warn the passengers about the gap between the train, that was the answer, and the platform. That was number 9. And it's on the chat, by the way. Number 10 was correct. And number 11, the year, how many years? Or how old is the London Underground? 150. It wasn't just 100, not 150 years. All right. So let me explain a little bit some tips to improve the listening. But obviously this is related with while we're speaking with someone, no? So let me put this in. Okay. So while you're listening, obviously anything, you have to try to maintain eye contact, no? To maybe read some of their words. If you have the opportunity to watch a video, now pay attention to the images, to the sounds, to understand a little bit better. sometimes when you just have the audio, it might be a little bit more challenging, no? It's not the same listening or writing or, sorry, listening to a conversation, no? Or to someone else speaking. It's not the same to listen to an audio or to a video. No, it's very different. So which one do you think it's easier, Fleur, to listen to and understand? When you're having a conversation, to listen an audio or a video?
Listen and audio.
Okay, great. And sometimes we might get some clues, not clues, some like maybe some tips to understand what they are talking about. Usually that's easier in videos, sometimes in conversations, but also audios are easy to listen when we pay attention enough. We have to try to visualize what the speaker is saying, don't just listen and pay attention to that. Not try to understand what they are talking about. What's the point of the audio, no? Because, for example, if you're preparing for the TOEFL, you might get just a title. Now the title could say lecture about communication, no? So while they start speaking, they might start listening or explaining maybe some tips or some characteristics. They might be start explaining definitions, topics, subtopics, no? You have to try to understand why they are saying. And one way to do that is also to pay attention to connectors. Connectors or linking words help us to understand what they are talking about. So for example, if they say, first of all, you know that they're going to introduce maybe, no? Whatever, not the topic. If they start saying, for example, you know that they're going to give an example, no? They are going to explain a little bit more, no? An explanation, a short explanation about something. If they go, however, you know that they're going to maybe point out maybe a different point of view, no? Or maybe they go, finally, you know that they're going to finish, no? Or conclude. Or maybe they're going to summarize, no? But usually they conclude the topic, no? So these words give us the power to try to guess what is next. So connectors and linking words are important while we're listening, no? And also another important thing is to listen many things, no? So for example, if I'm not very familiarized with some vocabulary, obviously I might not understand everything they're talking or they're trying to explain, no? So it's important to try to listen to many things to learn and recognize new words, no? But in this part, linking words and connectors are very important, okay? Then the next point, sorry. This maintain the eye contact, obviously when you're having a conversation, no? Or when you're watching a video, also try to pay attention to that, no? It's to visualize, no, it's important, it's related with all the connectors and linking words, no? Try to guess what they are trying to explain. It says limit judgments because sometimes we might think or we might stay in our heads too much and think about it's going to be like this, but we don't listen. Sometimes we just listen what we want to listen. So for example, in your mind, you're saying, oh, this video is about, I don't know, maybe communication. But instead of communication, maybe the point was to explain, I don't know, why we shouldn't use, why we should stop using so much our cell phones. No, sometimes we stay in our heads. So try to be open while you're listening and try to change your mind as much as you can to understand what they really are saying and not just listen what you want to listen. You know what I mean, Flor?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, great. Then also, well, if it's a conversation, obviously try to don't interrupt because it's rude, no? For example, if you are, and this is with everything, not just like, not just with, sorry, I'm trying to get this, not just when you're having a conversation, no? Maybe when, maybe you're listening to an explanation or they're giving you some instructions, try to don't interrupt. Wait until they explain anything, and then at the end, when they tell you or they ask you if you have any questions, then speak, no? If not, it sounds a little bit rude. And sometimes they might ask you questions. This is especially important, for example, for the TOEFL. So usually you have, let's say, sometimes you have 45 seconds, sometimes you have 1 minute to speak, no? And you have to speak the whole time, no? You don't make pauses. You speak the whole time. Or for example, sometimes I'm going to ask you, not the same thing. Listen to this audio, listen to this lecture, and in 1 minute or in 45 seconds, in your own words, tell me what you understood about this. No, or maybe I can ask you some questions. So at the end, you might get some questions. So you have to wait for that, no? And it's the same when you have a conversation too. But when you get this time, for example, to speak, use it, no? Use the whole time. Oh, sorry. This is especially important for the TOEFL, no? If they give you a specific amount of time to speak the whole time. No, don't make pauses. Just wait at the end, and they might ask you at the end, no? But speak the whole time. Then sometimes if you don't understand something, it's important to ask, no? But obviously try to ask clear questions, no? For example, if there is something, I know you're preparing for the TOEFL, no? But this could be for anything, no? You have to, in English, we have to be very clear to ask a question, no? You can just speak maybe shortly as in Spanish, no? For example, they tell you, oh, you have to listen to this and then blah, blah, blah. And then you can, maybe in Spanish, usually we will go, y después qué hago, no? The question is not clear. No, you have to try to think of, oh, and after the listening the audio, I have to listen, and then what should I do? No, we have to think of complete answers. Don't try to be too short, no? Well, this is obviously for like generally speaking, no? But when we are listening, you have to try to emphasize with the speaker. No, this is like in a conversation, for instance. Don't just think about yourself, no? Try to also pay attention to the other person, no? Where they are coming from, what they are trying to say, no? Obviously for the TOEFL, you're going to listen audios, the lectures, presentations, etc. But generally speaking, it's important, no? When you're speaking and listening with someone, to pay attention to the speaker, no? Sometimes in the audios, Okay. Sometimes in the audios, you're going to get is this called attitude? Because what is it? So sorry, this presentation. It's getting a bit slow. Nonverbal clues, it means like anything that it's outside of what they're saying. So for example, there is one thing that we try to that we try to recognize in audios in the TOEFL, which is just one example, no, attitude. So for example, sometimes we don't see the person, right? But while they're speaking, we can get or try to or we can recognize their attitude. Maybe they're angry, maybe they're trying to convince about something, maybe they're excited or happy about something, or maybe they might be, I don't know, sad, I don't know. But we can recognize this when we listen to the voice, no? So when someone speaks and is angry, we recognize it, no? Because maybe they speak faster, their voice, the tone of their voice is different. Or maybe when someone wants to convince you, no? They're going to try to sound more excited, no? They're going to say, oh, well, this is important for you, or maybe you should change your mind, or blah, 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 no? Or when someone is speaking and they're sad, for instance, it's the same thing. We can recognize these things, and they're called nonverbal cues, sorry. But we can listen to that outside of their faces, no? We can see when someone is sad or angry or sad, but also in their voices, we can recognize that. So it's important also to pay attention to that. Non-verbal cues are called, no? Or when someone speaks with their hands, no? When they move a lot with their hands, that's also a non-verbal cue. Any questions so far, Flor? I don't want to go too fast.
No, I don't have question.
Okay, great. Then it says provide the speakers with feedback. No, this is especially important when we have conversations usually, no? When they ask you questions, you have to respond, right? And to continue the conversation, then you have to ask a question, no? It's important that it's not just one way interaction. No, this is especially for conversations, no? We have to speak, we have to think about the other person, we have to try to understand what they're trying to say, no? Don't just speak about yourself, no? Also try to pay attention what they want to they're asking, no? Try to understand and answer. And also when they ask you something, also try to do that, no? And finally, the listening. The practice listening, what I was mentioning before. It's very important because there is no way that you're going to learn or recognize everything unless you practice. No, you have to try to recognize, learn new words. This is very important. No, and also like there are different ways that we can explain things. No? So how can you recognize these things? Just practicing. You can listen to maybe lectures. These are usually university presentations. You can listen to podcast about any topic. Usually podcast, you can listen about anything, no? It's like a radio program, no? But it could be about anything. You can also practice with, I don't know, like documentaries. I will advise you to try to practice with maybe, I don't know, TED Talks or TED ED, because The words that you're going to listen there are more academic, and that's what you need to do in order to increase or improve your vocabulary. No, obviously, if you listen to music or you watch shows or movies, it depending of the topic, you're also going to learn new words. But especially lectures, documentaries, or TED Talks, you're going to learn more academic words. And that's especially important if you're going to prepare for the TOEFL. No? So let's see. What we have a couple of minutes. So any questions, Fleur?
Maybe
This is like
listening.
Yes. Sorry.
For me, listening is more easy when I read the subtitle, but without the subtitle, and when it's a long listening is more difficult.
Yeah. So one advice that I can give you is to practice. No, like I mentioned, any lectures you can find this on YouTube. Podcast is very important because you don't see the person. No, they're just speaking. This is just audios. Lectures usually you can see. Let me show you. I'll show you so you can see what I'm talking about. But the only way, unfortunately, to practice listening is practicing listening. No? So for example, if you go to YouTube, TED Talks are considered lectures. No? So if you put, I don't know, TED Talk about, let's see, I don't know, procrastination. Maybe you don't want to procrastinate. This is actually a really cool one. Look, they have 44 million views. That's very, very famous. I've seen this a couple of times. It's an 8-minute video. However, it's very interesting. And you can pay attention to what they're saying. They usually show some images, etc. You can see the subtitles, obviously, but you cannot see the subtitles, for instance, in the TOEFL, no? So this is considered a lecture because they prepare a topic and they explain. So I will advise you to try to listen to TED Talks because usually the language they use is academic and you are going to learn new words. However, in the beginning, if you want to, maybe you can turn on the subtitles, maybe, no? At the beginning, maybe if you don't recognize, but later on you should stop, no? Then obviously you have everything. This is usually, in my opinion, these are longer, but if you go to the TED ED, they're shorter. You can create an account and, well, I know it's started students. Sorry, but usually these are shorter. If you see, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll share this with you. It's on the chat now. And the good thing about this is that, for example, let's see, why is so fun to be scared? It says, you have a short video and then you have some questions. Then you have some questions so you can try to see if you understood or no the audio, not the listening. What we are going to practice more is the speaking. Obviously, this is more or less, I don't know, well, you have to register, but you have to read, no? You're not practicing speaking. You're practicing listening, but not speaking. That's why with me, you're going to record some audios, not like I mentioned. So for example, the homework you're going to have right now is this one. It says the first English class. I'm going to share this in the same doc. So this is today's grade. date, no? November 8th. So you have the code. I'm also going to share it here. So you have a really short audio. I think 3 minutes, it's almost 3 minute long video, no? You're going to listen. No?
Hello, everyone. Hello.
But it's just an audio, no? Try to not read the transcript. The transcript is the subtitles, no? Listen, and then you're going to tell me in your own words what she was talking about. That's the first homework. So you have the link here. You also have it on the Zoom chat, no? And
Okay.
then you're going to listen the almost 3 minute audio. And then your own words, just your own words, you're going to go back after listening, and then you're going to record here what the teacher was saying. And you can say, well, maybe this the English teacher, first class, she's talking about blah, 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 blah. You finish recording, and then you share the link here, no? On the date. And that's all. So I can start paying attention to your listening skills. No? Each class we're going to have a different one, like homework. And for these weekly presentations, they're going to be longer. They're going to probably be like TED Talks. Maybe not as long, but they're going to be longer. No, they're going to be maybe 8-minute long presentation and going to ask you some questions. But that's the first part of this class. I don't know if you have any questions, Laura.
For today, how long should be the audio?
It could be less than a minute. No, usually for the classes, it's going to be around a minute. No, you have a minute. For here, maybe it will be a little bit longer, and I'm going to ask a couple of questions. But to start, if it's less than a minute, maybe 30 seconds will be enough.
Okay.
So we can practice listening and also speaking, which is very important. So I'm not sure if you have any questions, Flor. You can practice on your own with TED-ED. Like I mentioned, you have a video, and then you can practice your listening, understanding, no? And you also have some things here, like some documents to, I don't know, to maybe see if you understood the whole thing or no. But obviously here you're not practicing listening. It's just the speak. Sorry, the other way around. You're just practicing listening here, no, not the speak.
Okay.
But with the audios, we're going to practice speaking too, no? So if is everything clear, Flor, to start this class?
Yes.
Okay, great. Please don't forget to do this. It's daily. No, each class you're going to have these links, exercises that I'm going to share here. The only thing you have to do is to record not the explanation in Buckaroo. And for here, I'm going to explain you a little bit further. No, I'll give you more instructions. But so far, that's the homework for today's class. Let me run today's polls, and that will be it for today's class. It's already 8:06. I don't want you to I don't want to interrupt you too much. They're so great. Thank you very much. I'll see you on Wednesday. So please don't forget to do the homework, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Fleur. Have a great day. See you on Wednesday.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
See you.